Good evening, traders. Today is Tuesday, November 8th, Super Tuesday. Markets are now closed, and boy, did we have a round trip ticket day, didn't we? We went from top to bottom and back to mid. I don't know if you followed today, but I sure did. And I'm going to tell you guys a nice secret that the markets gave a huge hint before it dropped straight down. Okay, I'm going to show you that hint. Okay, it's it goes back to for you viewers who've seen my videos before, it goes back to the 5-minute time frame once again. It was a subtle hint, but it was there. And the reason why I didn't call it out on Twitter like I usually do is because I already sold my position actually earlier than that. In fact, I sold it. Let's go on up here. Oh, sorry. 6 hours ago, actually at 10:29 a.m. ish. I got a 27.9% gain today. If you'd have caught my earlier video in the morning, doing the morning outlook, I said it was at resistance. It was, and I was going to wait for the pullback, which I did. And on the pullback, I was going to get calls, which I did. Now, what I did not expect the markets to surge past that resistance line um, that was established. That here, let me just go right on into it. Let me zoom into the 5-minute here. Okay, so this was this morning when I did the morning outlook. I said I'm gonna wait for the pullback because actually the this morning's video was titled pullback. Okay, so it did pull back, and actually this was the line that I had drawn in this morning's video. That line was yesterday's close, by the way. It bounced off it perfectly, and I thought it was going to come on back up, which it did. I got my calls right in here. Right when I saw it bounce up, I started to see the wick, and then I started to see this candle. I said, oh yeah, I'm in. Let's go. Now, what I expected it to do, because in this morning's video, I said, it's going to trade in a range, right? Range trading. I use those words. It just kept on going. That took me by surprise. I was completely shocked. Okay. I said, well, okay, that's fine. Because as soon as I started coming up here, I said, okay, well, I expected that. I figured this is the range. This is the daily range that I thought was going to happen. But then it broke out of it. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to hold on to that then, right? Might as well. So that was totally unexpected. Okay, this was totally unexpected. I thought it was going to be in a chopping range right in here. But when you zoom back out and you look, okay, the day we started off here, and look at where we ended. Right there. We ended up right back where we started. Okay? Now the question is, what in the heck happened up here and what in the heck happened down here? All of this can be explained. So watch on, viewers. You're going to find out. Okay? So um, let's continue with this. I sold right up here. Uh, it was like, yeah, 10:29-ish. It was right up here. I was like, yeah, I saw where this was going. It was going to the daily SMA 20. In fact, I posted that. Let's see. Here, let me go to my profile. I posted that. Yeah, daily SMA 20 during the trading at 11:05. 11:05. So just after I sold my calls for 27% gain, I saw where it was going. It was heading towards the daily SMA 20, simple moving average 20 line. And I'll show that to you in a bit, but know that I called that out on Twitter. Now, um, why don't I go ahead and show that to you now? Here's the screenshot. Okay, here's the 5-minute up here. Same as what you were just looking at. Here's the daily SMA 20 line that I drew into the 5-minute chart. Here's the arrow. Look, check this out. This is the daily SMA 20. Kissed it perfectly. 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 That's not coincidence, guys. So guess where this is down here? So that was the top. Guess where the bottom is? The 195 minute SMA 20 kissed it perfectly, bounced back up. See that? That is not an accident, not a coincidence. And this morning that I drew out in the pre-morning session, this was yesterday's close, and this is the resistance that I saw it in the pre-markets. Okay, so all of this can be explained. All of it can be explained. Where it was going, the question really ultimately is which time frame is dominant at any given time. See, it changes throughout the day. That's the chameleon-like behavior of the markets that you've got to try to figure out. If it's going up, where's it going? Where's it going? Where's it going? Right? So as it was going up, I was looking this morning right here. Let's check it out. As it was going up, I was staring at the 30 minute and the 60 minute. I was like, uh, it just blew right on past all that. See that right here? So it oh, I can't show it to you, but this was this morning. It just blasted past the 30-minute EMA and SMA. So I'm like, well, let's look at the 65-minute. And it blasted past that one too. So then I went up to the 130-minute and it blasted back. It blasted past the 130-minute, went up to the 195-minute, right? So these are all the minutes, right? 30, 65, 130, 95. So as it kept blasting past it, I'm like, well, let's go to the daily. And I said, that's where you're going. That's where it's headed to. Now you get past the daily. Let's show the daily again. Whew. Oh man, you get past the daily. Now you're going up to the daily EMA 50, which is way up there. I'm like, no, it's not going up there. There's no way. So it made sense that it stopped at the daily because, quite frankly, your next stop after the SMA 20 is the EMA 50 on the daily, and your next stop beyond the EMA 50 is the weekly, and that's even higher up, right? So yeah, this was crazy. This was totally unexpected. I totally thought it was going to be in range. Clearly, it just blew past all the time frames and ended up at the daily. I haven't seen that in a long time. Okay, in a long time. I don't remember the last time I saw that when it blew past all the time frames. 8 times out of 10, it's going to stop at the 65-minute. It's pretty like yeah, that makes sense. 80-20. 80, let's go 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, it's going to stop at the 30 or the 65-minute time frame. 20% of the time, it's like 130 and 95. I think this is less than 1% of the time what it did today. Okay, crazy, crazy swing, only to reverse not more than 100%, right? Because 100% starts at this line. It retraced more than 100%, right? It went down, way down here. So yeah, I bet this today took a lot of people's money. Whoever had stop losses, right? Whoever had bought calls, like here, you set your stop loss. Oh, you lost it. Um, so yeah, it was a wild, wild, wild day. Okay, so let me get to the main event of what I wanted to really share with you. How did you see this coming? How could you have seen this coming? Answer is in the 5-minute MACD. Right there. See that? Bearish divergence. Down, 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 down. And on top of that, the MACD line is under. Crossed down under the signal line, the green signal line. Well, that was going up, 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 up. Oh, yeah. What happened? Collapse. So the MACD 5-minute was already throwing out red warning, 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 and then boom, finally it did it. But remember, I sold my calls. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna buy any more calls. I don't, I don't buy calls at resistance, right? I sold up here. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna until I see it actually like break through, back test, and go up again. Then I'll buy some calls. But I stopped paying attention after I sold my calls. And since this was so strong, I wasn't looking to buy puts, so this totally caught me by surprise. I wasn't really looking because I'm like, on a strong uptrend like this. And remember this morning's pre-market outlook. I said I'm going to buy calls. I'm not planning on buying puts because the momentum is still to the upside, right? So I was not, after I sold up here, I was not, that didn't even come to my mind to buy puts. Um, and plus, after I sold right here, I stopped looking. Yeah, I'm good. I'm done for today. 27% is good enough gain for today. I'm done. So when I kind of start looking back up again, I'm like, what is going on down here? So actually, I ended up getting some. When I saw where this was going, um, I got some calls right down here, and I'm gonna hold it overnight because I think per the election results, we're gonna get a big rally tomorrow. So see, just the fact that it's we started off neutral right here, and we ended up neutral exactly where we started off. So that tells me that we're not necessarily going to crash. Particularly that um, the fact that here, let me, as it was going down, here, see this big, this is the 30-minute here. As it was going down, I noticed it never crossed down into the negative below zero, the zero line. It stayed above there. I'm like, oh, we're gonna come back, right? That's what gives me confidence to get calls, like to not know it's gonna keep dropping further. Um, so so yeah, again, here's the RSI, here's the MACD. Those are top two of my favorites, hands down. Bearish divergence, RSI, bearish divergence. That collapse was coming. See that? While that's going up, 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 up. People, a lot of traders will say, well, oh yeah, that's a bearish wedge, a rising wedge. Although that's generally true, I can make the argument, well, this is a rising wedge too. I mean, that just kept going up. So I don't look at, you can make the argument, well, this is a rising wedge too. Well, it kept going up. So I don't look at rising wedges. I don't look at price patterns to make decisions. I use the MACD and the RSI to confirm the decision I'm about to make is correct, right? Yeah. So again, you can see a lot of examples of rising wedges, and they just keep going up. Rising wedges keep going up. So, okay, so that's what I've got. Let's see if I can show you the 1 hour. So, just, let's see what tomorrow brings. Let's see what futures tonight brings. But the 1 hour is starting to curl. See that? Starting to top out. Will the trend go down, or is it just kind of topping out only to go back up for another day? And then we'll see what happens. But we need to start being careful now. Uh, I've held a couple calls overnight because I think we're going to have a nice rally tomorrow, but that's just speculation. But just keep in mind, this is the 1 hour. So you see that it's flattening out. It doesn't mean it's going to go down, but it may just flatten out and continue to go up. But that remains to be seen. Let's look at the 4 hour. The good news is the 4 hour, it's scratched just in the positive line here. See that? Here, right here. 0.33. Look to the left. 0.33. The 4 hour is now officially in the positive. However small it is, it doesn't matter. It's in the positive. So that's bullish. Okay, and look at the RSI. It's right smack neutral. So I think it's got every bit of chance to go up. It's as it, it's definitely not bearish, right? It's not downtrending. This is the 4 hour. This is uptrending. So, you know, as you can see, the 1 hour is clearly above the zero line, but it is kind of flattening out. But that could just be also, it's been going up for several days now, right? Two days. So maybe this just could be a back test, right? It could just be consolidation before the next move up, right? So we just gotta let the data play out. You know, the 30-minute. See what that's. Yeah, here's the 30-minute. Still above zero, right? Just kind of hovering, hovering, hovering. See, it's above zero. That's bullish. So, I mean, look at the RSI here, just right smack in the middle. In fact, it's a little closer to the upside. So, I think it's just teeing up. It's ready to make the next move, and let's see what happens. So that's all I've got for you today. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I'll be watching futures tonight, and of course, I'll be watching pre-market futures tomorrow morning to get a better idea of what happened. But I think its chance is going to go up because I just heard on, I think it was CNN, they called the Senate. The Senate goes to the Republicans. So markets will like that because that's gridlock. Okay? So, all right, that's all I've got. We'll talk to you later.